Hi children, in this class we will discuss about the 10th lesson, that is respiration in organisms. The name itself suggests that respiration is nothing but the breathing process, as we studied in the last two lessons. And also organisms are the living creatures, that may be human beings, animals, insects, all the creatures. Now here what we discuss in this chapter, we discuss about how do we respire, why do we respire, what is the reason for our respirations. If we run fastly, our breathing will rapidly increases. What is the reason behind that? We will come to know about it in this chapter. Now I will start here, that is why do we respire. We know that all the organisms are made up of the small micro units called cells, as we studied in the chapter 2. A cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of organisms. Each cell of an organism performs certain functions such as nutrition, transport, excretion and reproduction. As we know that our body provides nutrition, transports, excretion and also the reproductions. To perform these functions, the cell needs energy. Even when we are eating, sleeping, reading, whatever the activities we are doing, we need energy to do it. Where does this energy come from? As in home also, all the parents will be forcing us to eat nutritious food, to eat fruits, vegetables, because it provides nutrition to our body and also it gives energy to our body to do any work. The food has stored energy which releases during the process of respirations. All the living organisms respire to get energy from the food. During breathing, we breathe in air, as we know that the air contains the oxygen, and after when we breathe again, we provide carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. The transport of oxygen and inhale of the carbon dioxide is called as the respiration process. And the process of breakdown of food into the cell with the release of the energy is called cellular respirations. What will happen in this? We know that we breathe in is transported to the all part of our body, ultimately to each cell. In the cell, oxygen in the air helps to break down the food. So this process is called as the cellular respirations. Cellular respirations takes place in the cells of the organisms. In this we are having two types of organisms, that is aerobic respirations and also anaerobic respirations. What is this aerobic respirations? As we studied that our food will be break down with the help of the oxygen, that is the glucose. We break down the glucose with the help of the oxygen. That type of the process is called as the aerobic respirations. And anaerobic respiration means sometimes food can be break down in some organisms without using the oxygen. This type of the respiration is called anaerobic respirations. And during this process, the breakdown of the food releases the energy, as you can see here. Glucose is in the presence of the oxygen. It provides carbon dioxide, water and also the energy. And then what about the anaerobic organisms? They, in the absence of the oxygen, what they provide? Alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy are released. Our muscle cells can also respire anaerobically. How they respire? Have you seen for a short times when there is a temporary deficiency of oxygen? It means that during a heavy exercise or fast running, During cycling, walking for many hours or heavy weight lifting, the demand of energy is high. We need more energy at that time because rapidly our breathing is increased. But the supply of oxygen to produce the energy is limited. Then anaerobic respiration takes place in the muscle cells to fulfill the demand of the energy. Okay? Now, at the anaerobic respiration, what will happen? Glucose, that is the food, provides the required energy with the release of the lactic acid and also energy. Some points of the energy also released. If we have observed that when we do heavy exercise, we get the muscle cramps. That is, our muscle will be, it may be shoulders or the legs. It will get pain. Why we get that? Because partially the breakdown of the glucose produces the lactic acid in the absence of the oxygen. The accumulation of the lactic acid causes muscle cramps. We get relief from cramps after a hot water bath or a massage. Because hot water bath or a massage improves circulations of the blood in the body. As a result, the supply of the oxygens to the muscle increases. The increase in supply of the oxygens result in complete breakdown of the lactic acid in the carbon dioxide and also the water. Now, here is another activity, that is breathing. Breathing is the process of respirations. In the process of breathing, what we do? We take oxygen from the air and we inhale the carbon dioxide to the surrounding areas. Now, here we can see that breathing means taking air. Don't try this activity at the home. What they are saying, to close your both the nostril sticks, that is the opening of your nose and also the mouth tightly, that you are not able to breathe, and check the timings, how much time you are not able to breathe. Please don't try it at home. Now, what is the breathing process? Breathing means taking in air-rich oxygen and giving out air-rich carbon dioxide with the help of the respiratory organs. What we do? We take air-rich oxygen in our body and that is called as the inhalations, and we give out carbon dioxide out, that is called as the exhalations. Now, the number of times a person breathes in a minute is termed as a breathing rate. During breathing, inhalations and exhalations takes place. As we say that we take in oxygen is called as the inhalations, we release carbon dioxide to the air is called as the exhalations. The breath means one inhalation plus one exhalation. It means total number of times we inhale and is equal to the total number of times we exhale. Here it is an activity that is at the 10.2. What is this activity? That we must count the number of the inhale and exhale. That is, when we start breathing, we should calculate it. Now, from above activity, we must have released that whenever a person needs a extra energy, breathes faster. As we know that if we run, if we work fastly, we need extra energy. And the energy is provided by the oxygens or the breathing fast. As a result, more oxygen is supplied to our cells. As a result, more energy is supplied to our cells. It speeds up the breakdown of the food and more energy is released. So that if we do a lot of work, what will happen? We need more energy and also we need more oxygen. At that time, our breakdown of the food will increase and also we feel hungry a lot. Now, how do we breathe? These are all the activities that we do and we need extra energy to do this. How we breathe? Let us see now. This is our respiratory system. What we do? Normally we take air through the nostril tract. when we inhale air, it passes through our nostril tract and to the nostril cavity. From nasal cavity, the air reaches our lungs through the windpipe. And the lungs are present in the chest cavity, as you can see here. These are the lungs that are present in the chest cavity. What they will do, as we have studied earlier, they protect our heart from the internal or the external injuries. This cavity is surrounded by the ribs on the one side. A large muscular sheet called diaphragm forms the floor of the chest cavity. The diaphragm, as you can see here, it forms the floor of the chest cavity. Breathing involves the movement of the diaphragm and also the rib cage. It means that when we breathe, both the rib cage and also diaphragm start movements. During inhalation is as we take oxygen inside, our rib moves up and outward. These are the rib and it will move upwards and also outwards. The diaphragm moves downwards. This movement increases the space in our chest cavity and the air rushes into the lungs easily. The lungs, after filled with the air during exhalations, ribs move down and also inward, while diaphragm moves up to its former positions. This reduces the size of the chest cavity and the air is pushed out of the lungs. This movement in our body can be felt easily. We breathe fastly, right? As we breathe, the diaphragm is moved and also rib cage is also moved and the air started filling in the lungs. And then our chest size is also increased. As we exhale, we release energy out and also our chest size is also reduced. See here, that is 10.4 and 10.5 activity. What they are doing? They are showing the mechanism of the breathings in human beings. What will happen when we breathe? When we take excess of oxygen, our chest size will be increased. And when we release oxygen, our chest size will be decreased. As you can see here, diaphragm moves down and the rib cage moves out. And when the air rushes from here. Now we will see one experiment to see how the air and oxygen rushes out. As you can see in the 10.5. This is the model to show the mechanism of the breathing. What they are doing? They are taking a strip and they are tying two balloons that are not filled with the air, and this is the bottle, and here they have cutted the base of the bottle and they have tied a rubber sheet to it. Now what they will do? They will inhale, they will let the air to pass through it with a pressure. What will happen? These two balloons will also get air and also what happens? They get expansions and the rubber sheet also will expand. Then when they release the air, what will happen? The rubber sheet get inwards and the air from the balloon is also released. They will retain it to the real size. This shows the breathing mechanism. As we said, when we breathe, our rib cage will also increase and also when we exhale, our rib cage releases the energy. Okay, now here we are having another experiment, that is 10.4. What do we breathe out? To do this, what we have to do? We have to take a test tube, that is clean test tube. As you can see here, a clean test tube, and we should add a lime water to it. Then keep a straw and start blowing with the straw. What will happen after some times, after continuous of blowing, we see that the color of the lime water changes. Because during exhale, we provide carbon dioxide and a mixture of the gases with it, as we have studied in the chapter 6. This is due to the carbon dioxide and mixture of the gases. Here is the inhale and exhale percentage of the gases. Inhale air contains 21% of oxygen and 0.04% of the carbon dioxide, but exhale air contains 61.4% of oxygen and 4.4% of the carbon dioxide. Now we will see about the breathing in the animals, how the animals breathe. We have seen so many animals, that may be elephant, lion, calf, goat, frogs, lizards, snakes, birds, have lungs in their chest cavity like the human beings. As we have the lungs in the chest cavity, they also have. Now we will see about the cockroach. A cockroach has a small opening on the outside of the body, but the other insect also have similar openings. These openings are called as the spirals. Insects have a network of the air tubes called trachea for gas exchange. Oxygen-rich air rushes through the spiracles into the tracheal tube, diffuses into the body tissue and reaches every cell of the body. Similarly, the carbon dioxide from the cell goes into the tracheal tubes, that is the trachea, and moves out through the spiracles. These air tubes or trachea are found only in insect and not in any other group of the animals. It means that the trachea and spiracles are present only in the insects. What they provide? With the help of this, what happens? The oxygen rushes into the cockroach's body, and then with that only the carbon dioxide comes out. Now we recall about the earthworms. Earthworms, we have seen that the earthworms breathe through their skin. The skin of the earthworms feel moist and slimy on touching. Gases can easily pass through them. Frogs have a pair of lungs like human beings. They can also breathe through their skin, which is moist and slippery, as we have studied in the chapter 9. Now we will discuss about the breathing underwater. We know that we are not able to breathe underwater because we have less content of oxygen in the water. But fishes are able to breathe and they can move easily in the water due to their streamlined structure. We have studied about this in the last classes. The fish have the gills that is present on the skin of the fishes, and they provide projections to the skin. We have wondered that how the fish will get enough energy or the oxygen to breathe inside the water. It is because of the gills present on the body of the fish. Because gills are well supplied with the blood cells and exchange of the gases. Do plants also respire? We think that. Now we have discussed that the living beings are in living creatures. The plants also one of that. Yes, plants also respire. How they respire? Let us see now. They also take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide in the cell. Oxygen is used to break down the glucose into the carbon dioxide and water as in the organisms. In plant, each part can independently take in oxygen from the air and gives out carbon dioxide. As we learnt in the chapter 1, that is the nutrition in plants. The leaf of the plants have tiny pores called stomata for exchange of oxygen and the carbon dioxide. Like all the living cells of plants, the root cell also need oxygen to generate energy, because it also shows all the characteristics that the living creatures show. It will grow, it will provide fruits. They also respire. Root take up air from the airspace present between the soil particles, as you can see here. Then, in this chapter, we have seen that all the living creatures respire and also they perform some characteristics of the respirations. But they respire with different forms. Whereas the insects have the special tracheas and spiracles, humans have the rib cage and diaphragms, and also the nostril tracts. Thank you all. I hope everyone have understood this.